He's gone, ladies and gentlemen. He is gone. SEC chair Gary Gensler is going to step down finally. He made this announcement earlier in the week. He said he's going to step down from his post on January 20th, on the eve of the inauguration of the next president. And it was largely speculated that the next president would get rid of him. So he will not be basically part of the Trump administration. So this is huge news. This is probably the biggest bullish news that I've seen for Bitcoin, probably within the last 6 months even, because there has been no singular person in the U.S. who has stifled crypto quite as much as Gary Gensler has. And now he gets to leave with a big sad face, and he won't be able to instruct the SEC to make punitive actions against crypto companies and sue these crypto companies without providing any sort of clear regulation. So he's gone now. And that's really bullish for Bitcoin. And the reason why that's bullish for Bitcoin is because Bitcoin adoption can finally proceed without Gary Gensler in the way. But that being said, we've actually seen a retreat from the Bitcoin prices. So Bitcoin went up and went up. It almost touched 100K. It wasn't quite there, but it retreated a little bit after Friday. It's this weekend. It's been kind of moving lower and lower and lower. And previously, I said, listen, if you're a short-term trader, if you like the Bitcoin action, take a look here at the 50 hourly EMA. That's giving you some actually pretty nice support for this whole drive upwards. And as soon as it lost the 50 EMA support, you can see here it actually went down significantly, down to about where it is right now, at just above 96,500. So what's going on with Bitcoin? So there always is going to be a time in which the momentum dies down a little bit. Bitcoin takes a little bit of a breather. If you go ahead and back it out and you take a look at the 1 day, you can see here that we're sitting above RSI of 74, which means that Bitcoin has actually been pretty strongly overbought. And it's been strongly overbought for the majority of November. Normally when Bitcoin goes on tears like this, it can stay overbought for 2 or 3 weeks even. And we're kind of on the outside of that. We're at about 2+ weeks. And so you would expect there's going to be some kind of pullback in the Bitcoin price as the buyers finally exhaust themselves, okay? Now, that being said, if you want another reason, all you have to do is take a look at the liquidation heat map, and you can see here clearly there's a large amount of liquidity that was sitting at about 97,000, $230 million worth. And so once this level went below 97,000, that caused additional liquidations, and that brought us down to the price we are right now. So that's another reason why. But there's yet another reason, and that is whales selling, specifically whale wallet number Mr. 100. This guy has been stacking sats like nobody's business, but he has been selling a large amount of his Bitcoin holdings. In fact, since November, he's sold about 5,100 Bitcoin. So you can see here, huge amounts of Bitcoin almost every single day or every couple of days. He's been selling on the way up, and that 5,100 Bitcoin has been flowing back into the exchanges. So that's another reason why. And quite frankly, it's a little odd. I think this whale is just trying to take profits right now. I don't think that this whale is going to be selling a large amount of their Bitcoin holdings. I think that they've been pretty consistent in stacking their Bitcoin, but it seems like they are taking some profits, maybe doing some short-term trading. Now, on the other side of that, you have a lot of bullish momentum. In fact, if we take a look at the Bitcoin spot ETF inflows or net flows, you can see here that it's been mostly a very bullish. We've seen large inflows into Bitcoin spot ETFs. In fact, if we take a look at the assets under management, this went from about from the first or so, or the third in this case, of November to where we are right now on the 24th of the day of recording this. It went from $67 billion of total net assets up to $107 billion. So, I mean, almost double the amount of net assets in a month, and that is insane. There's been so much bullish momentum towards buying Bitcoin, and specifically Bitcoin spot ETF, and now they have the options for Bitcoin ETFs as well. So this has actually been extremely bullish. And on top of that, You also have people like Michael Saylor coming out, MicroStrategy buying additional Bitcoin. They had another Bitcoin purchase back on the 18th of November, 51,000 Bitcoin. And on top of that, they keep raising more money through these convertible senior notes. So you're seeing here they're raising more money, and they're probably going to wind up continuing to buy Bitcoin even at all-time highs because that's just how they operate. So this is another bullish indicator for the Bitcoin price. You see there's a lot of momentum and a lot of buying pressure currently on Bitcoin, especially as everybody has their eyes set on that mythical $100,000 peak here. Now, putting this all together, okay, you may think to yourself, okay, well, is Bitcoin overvalued or is it undervalued right now? And if you take a look at our MVRVZ score, we can determine and compare Bitcoin from where it is now to where it has been in the past with these bull market tops. And so the Z score right now is sitting at about 3.28. All right. And if you take a look at our previous bull market tops back here in 2021, it went as high as 7. If you go all the way back to 2017, it was actually 8 or 9. Though I don't really expect it'll ever get that high. But if it comes anywhere near 7, for instance, that means that we could potentially have another, at least a double coming in order for it to go that high. Now, I think that we'll probably start to lose steam at maybe 5 or 6. That's my guess. But I don't know when that's going to happen. But I will be watching this very closely here, the Z-score. So we are nowhere near the all-time highs. We're nowhere near the all-time high for this current bullish cycle. Keep that in mind. And even if you apply a simple double puts us at, about $180,000. Now, again, we have to see. I think it's possible that we could go anywhere from 150 to 180, maybe even up to 200 before we actually reach that next peak. But that's just a guess from my case, especially looking at the Z-score and following Bitcoin cycles and where it is currently in the cycle. We haven't seen anything yet. If you take a look at our Bitcoin monthly returns for November, they're actually very strong, 36% for November, though it does average 45% for November. That's normally the gain that we have for Bitcoin, 45%. If you take a look at December, however, December is a little bit more muted, and this is just 5% for December, 5% gain, and a median of actually a negative gain for the median, but the average is sitting at about 5%. All this bullish momentum is showing itself on the Bitcoin exchanges. If you go ahead and take a look at the exchange reserve, the number of Bitcoin on exchanges, you can see here that we had a large plunge all the way through the month of November. We've had large outflows from exchanges. And if we take a look at this another way, we can see these giant red lines. These are all outflows from exchanges, specifically big on the 19th of November and the 19th of October. Huge amounts of Bitcoin leaving exchanges. Eventually, we will not have enough Bitcoin to satisfy demand, okay? And that future is probably going to be closer than you might think. Next, we're going to talk about Bitcoin options. So Bitcoin options, we have $9 billion worth of Bitcoin options that are set to expire on the 29th of November. That's Friday. However, you take a look at the max pain price, $77,000. That's way off, right? That's way off. We're sitting at $96,000 right now. So there's going to be quite a bit of pain going on. There's going to be a lot of options that are going to expire, and people are going to be flushed out of the market. And quite frankly, it doesn't look like the traders were ready for $100,000 Bitcoin or close to $100,000 Bitcoin. In fact, if we take a look at the end of the year, which is our largest expiry normally, that's only set for $75,000. So if you believe in the max pain theory, then the price is going to gravitate towards $77,000 by the end of the week, which, again, I don't think that's likely, but traders have kind of been caught with their pants down, and they've been unable to anticipate such a large move in Bitcoin prices that we've seen so far with the Bitcoin price going up to 100K. Now, most of these are call options, but there actually are a large amount of puts as well. So this is something to watch out for. There's strike prices just all over the place. In fact, if we go ahead and take a look at our calls only or our puts only, we can see that many of them were at about 80,000 or about 80,000 or even lower than that, 70,000. And on the other hand, we can look at the call options only, and we can see the strike price for these mostly in 80 and 90. So those people who bought call options, they're going to make some serious money. The people who bought puts, they're getting paddled. That's really what it comes down to. But max pain right now is sitting at 77K, and I really don't think that we're going to get anywhere near that towards the end of the week, but just know that there's going to be a lot of volatility when these options expire on Friday. We're going to see some big moves. All right? But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Have you guys sold any Bitcoin? I have not sold any Bitcoin yet, but I am always thinking and watching the charts. And if I do make that decision, I will sell some Bitcoin. Then I will post on X and Threads and let you guys know about it. I would appreciate a subscription. Please subscribe. Please like. Please leave a comment below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.